Right, so we're going to have 10 drivers, and I think I'm going to be the only one commentating as well. As Myro cannot be here today, unfortunately. But yeah, so just quickly gonna finish this what I'm doing, and then qualifying can start in just a moment. No, there we go. Alright, we can start quali in a moment. Right. Let's just ask if they're all ready. Hello, Mr. Noah. Right. Right, we're almost ready. There's someone joining the lobby. I'm not sure who it is. Right, let's just have a look who's joining. We're gonna have to wait for him to join, or else we won't be able to change the lobby setting. It is Super. Right, we'll just wait for Super to load back in before we can start. Right. Edits. We're just gonna change one thing. The only thing we're gonna change is just keep the first part of the race to dry. It's just so, you know, settings. Oh, well, there's apparently someone loading into the lobby. Let's have a look. Maybe it will let us know. It still won't let us. Right, it won't let us change it, but we'll just start quali now. Quali start 6:07, finish 6:17. Obviously, we can't change anything because for some reason it won't let us. We'll try again. I'm not sure why. Yeah, it won't let us. Anyways, we're gonna go into quali now. For some reason it won't let us change anything. Very sorry. Try now? Okay, we'll try now. Let's try again. We'll just do this then. We'll put the beginning and then the end to dry. Maybe that will fix it. No, still won't fix it. We'll just go from here. For some reason it doesn't want to work at all. But which is very annoying actually, because some people can't improve their laps, and some people, you know, can't see the actual difference. Yeah, but well, what can you do? Anyways, we have Noah, who finished second in championship last season. Hopefully he can win it this season for himself. We have the new team, Alex, who's driving for Toyo Racing, with one of the best deliveries, arguably. And then we have Kevin, driver from last season, this time driving for B&M, a team that's returning. And we have David, who is reserving for Noxite. We have Lazy Dutchman, who's in B&M. Another team coming back. We have Super in Evolved Blue, so he's staying in the same team. And then we have Brandon back for the season. And then we have Verstappen, who's in Toyo, and then that's it. And yeah, won't let me change. It won't let me change. Anyways, unfortunately it won't let me change, so we can't do much about it, unfortunately. Unfortunate, but yeah, what can you do? I mean, we've still got a driver to enter, but it says there's 10, but I can't see all the drivers for some reason. Who can I not see? So we've got... it's... Unem. I'm just gonna do... We want new lobby real quick.
Uber.
Hello, Lucas. For some reason, it won't let me change anything, so we're gonna have to possibly start a new lobby just for quality. And I can't see Una Maverick as well, which is also... Alright, we'll quickly open a new lobby then, real quick, for everyone. I mean, we've got the settings saved and everything, so it won't be long. Do this, do this, do this, and then, because there was a glitch, we have to quickly just... I can't remember where it was. Aha. Unrestricted, there we go. There we go. So, we're just opening it. New lobby opening now. Right, so new lobby's opening now. I won't be long for all the drives to join. I couldn't see Maverick anyways, so that's unfortunate. Right, so let's just wait for everyone to join. There should be 10 drivers unless someone new joins real quick. Alright, so we've got... Oh, strange. Weird. Alright. Yeah, I couldn't see Maverick. I could see everyone else, but I just couldn't see Maverick. Apart from that, hopefully everyone else joins very quickly and we can get underway. We've got 7 people, 8 people now, so yeah, we'll just wait for everyone else. It won't be long. There we go, 9. Well, there should be 11 of us. About 10 drivers. Alright, who are we waiting for? It is Brandon. Yeah. There we go. Oh, there we go. Everyone's loading in now.
Do you have text to speech on?
Yes, I do, Lucas. But I can mute it if it gets annoying.
Lobby seems laggy.
Yeah, well, that's most lobbies though, Kevin, isn't it?
We will see.
Yeah. Hopefully not too bad. Obviously, you know, if it's really that bad, then we can get someone new to host. Yeah, we can go on track. So let me just do quali, start, 6, 12, finish, 6, 22. Right, so everyone needs to go on track now then, for obviously quali starting. So it's not too bad. Completely different weather now, because it's a different lobby. A lot higher wind, because on the last lobby, 3.4. I don't know actually what MS stands for, so I'm just going to say MS. This time around it's 5.5. People need to go out on track. We've only got 4 people, but I don't know where everyone else is. Right, let's have a look. So, for some reason I can't see anyone. I can only see 4 people. Like, is it like that? Because it's showing me that there's 7 people.
M per second stands for meter per second.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I can only see 5 cars. Why is it so laggy? Maybe it will fix itself, I don't know. Could most exit and rejoin track because it's so laggy. Because if I go to spectate, I can only see 7 cars. I can't see most cars. No, I went onto track. Oopsie. Yeah, see, here it shows 8 people, so the people I can't see is Neo and Neo, Alex, I don't know, David, Brandon, Noah, yeah, so Neo, and then we've got, that's it, I can't see Kevin, Neo,
To rejoin.
no, if you just exit here like this, then we're alright. So, I can't see it, like, now I'm on the track, like, what the hell? There we go, I can see you now, Kevin, so, like, I need Neo to do that. Right, let's get Neo to do that. Yeah, now I can see you. Exit, track, and rejoin. There we go, now I can see... Why am I on there? Like, I'm not even entered. Yeah, you did that, now I can see you, Kevin. Like, for some reason I can't... Noah, if you're watching my stream, could you get Neo to do that? Because I can't see him at all. And then I'm trying to figure out who's the last person. So we've got David, Brandon... Okay, so I've got to figure this out real quick. Alex. Right, let me see if they did that. No. For God's sake. For some reason I'm on the track. I can't see Neo and I can't see Alex. That's the only people I can't see. Right, I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Right, let's just carry on with everything that's happening. So, Noah's on pole by 2.7 seconds currently, to David. Quite decent, but it's just I can't see the other 2 drivers, which is unfortunate. Anyway, Super goes second, still 2.2 seconds behind Noah though, so Noah has a very quick lap here so far, but obviously we've still got till 25 with a little bit of delay because we have to add on a little bit of time. There, Kevin's letting the cars by. Yeah, so Brandon's improved a tiny bit on that lap, but actually about a second. Yeah, gonna be me, Lucas. Righty, so we're just waiting.
Love you, no homo.
Whoa, it's kind of nah. Love you too, Lucas. No, I'm joking. Anyways, yeah, so a little bit of a fight here, but we're just waiting to see what really happens. I mean, David's only 4 tenths off of Super, which isn't too bad, but we're just hoping that Alex and Neo can fix their shite. There we go, Alex just did it and it works. Now we just need Neo. Hold on. See, Alex did it and it worked. And it doesn't... Neo didn't decide to do it. Anyways, let's go back to quali because that's what we're actually here for. Yeah, so Noah has set a pretty good lap, improved by 2 tenths on his last lap. On his, okay, yeah, this is a decent lap, 2.5 seconds in front, but Super was on mediums on his lap, so that might explain it a bit. Quite a lot of cars need to, still finish their laps and everything. Brandon using a bit of, the slipstream from Verstappenberg, but it didn't work. Neo fully left the lobby. I don't think he understood the actual assignment. Anyway, that's fine. He'll join back in just a second though. Anyways, we've got Verstappen on the lap, currently in P5, Maverick in P6, but
Pioneer saying he's 7 seconds faster and clearly way ha.
I mean, Maverick currently 3 seconds up, which would put him, I think, third. But we'll just have to wait until he finishes lap, because there's still a couple corners for him to improve as he goes around the last corner to cross the line in just a moment. He's going to cross the line and go P2. 1.5 seconds off of Noah. Well, it's a second in front of David, but yeah, so David has improved his lap to go in front of Super. But still, a couple more minutes of quali left. And I don't think we can see Neo still. Has he entered? We're going to need Neo to enter so we can actually see. There we go, he has entered. So let's have a look if we can see Neo now. We still can't see Neo. Right, well that's great. He needs to exit track, not to lobby. Yes. Anyways, I don't want to keep typing because I want to do the actual qualifying. Anyways, Lazy Dutchman, I believe he's now holding up Noah. Obviously, Lazy Dutchman wants to improve his lap a little bit. Noah hopefully sticks behind him, not overtakes him. Be the smarter person here. Noah, he shouldn't be complaining, you know what I mean? He's going into the pits anyways. Anyways, Lazy Dutchman around the last corner. He goes a little bit wide. And he crosses the line to improve by 1.1 seconds. Closing in on Verstappen there. Brandon P5, not too bad of a lap. Anyways, as Kevin goes third, David second, but I think it's because Unem hasn't crossed the sector line yet. That is why. And Neo still hasn't done that, so we're going to be... It's going to be horrible if he doesn't do it. Anyways, last couple of minutes, Noah, now a 6-second penalty. That's obviously for not entering the pits and exiting the pits properly. But exiting the pits might be a big issue here today because it's a bit lagged. But yeah, Alex now goes second. Only 1.2 seconds off of Noah. 3 tenths in front of Unem. As they... Yeah, I mean, these two new teams have been very interesting so far. You know, they do have some pace in them. You know, could be competing for wins, podiums, all that. With Season 4 starting today with our most classic track for round 1, Nürburgring. But yeah, we're going to go on board with David for his lap. I believe he is on his lap. We're going to see how he's doing into the next sector. As he goes, oh yeah, a little bit on the grass there, but that's alright.
They have to go back into the pit and drive out again past the first sector line.
Yeah, that's alright, I see what you mean. Brandon in the pits. We need Neo to do the bloody thing. Exit track, not lobby. Yeah, I see what you mean. I think there's not many people left on a...
That's what I always do after query.
5 tenths up now, Kevin. Neo's still not listening, but... Right, so we're gonna... Everyone's on our last laps now, which would mean this is Kevin's last lap, so we're gonna go with Kevin as he goes towards the chicane to improve his lap with the B&M car as he goes round the last corner, the hairpin, which you can hit the pit lane wall very easily if you're not careful. Kevin's gonna cross the line and he's gonna go P3 on his last lap. Next to cross the line would be Super. He's gone purple. Super crosses the line. He goes purple by half a tenth. that is very close as now Noah's on his final lap. Noah's on his final lap. Let's see if he can improve his lap to retake pole. As Super is currently on provisional pole. As now Noah's only half tenth up as well, but there's still a couple corners to go. So it could be another tenth or two as he goes round these last couple corners. As Noah now towards the hairpin he goes. Round the last hairpin, it can be very tricky round here as he goes round the last corner, and he improves by 600ths to take pole position. Right, so I believe that's everyone finished their laps. Now we just need everyone to cross sector 1, and then we can start. Yeah, that is very close. Anyways, we now need Neo to sort it out. Because we have no clue where Neo is at all. Which is unfortunate. Anyways, we should be set. I can't see Neo, no one can see Neo. Anyways, we're just gonna check if everyone's ready. Noah should be set properly in a second anyways. Right, I don't know if you're watching my stream, Noah, but just tell him to fix the thing, because it's not working at all. For God's sake, like, we're delayed so much already. We can't delay it anymore. Is he entered? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's fine. No, I'm not starting a 20-minute race. Ready? God's sake, because, like, Noah's on pole so he can crash F1 out. Oh my God, hurry up, Noah. Yeah, well, Neo, we can't see you on track, so it doesn't help. Is he ready? Oh my God. Yeah, he is. What? It won't let me start the race. What? Oh, okay. I'm just gonna... It's for one reason. Sorry, Neo. I'm very sorry for that. Like, that's the only reason it wouldn't work. It might seem bad, but I'm very sorry. It wouldn't work otherwise. Anyways, we can't see the lights or anything either, which is absolutely great. It's just they're loading in, that's all. Anyways, Noah on pole with Super with very close qualifying. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go for Nürburgring, and for some reason it won't let me use the cinematic camera, but that's fine. As Noah leads into turn 1, Super's going to send it into turn 1. He's going to take the lead, squeezing Noah a bit wide. Noah has to use a bit of a runoff, and he spins. Noah spins it, but uses a bit of help from Verstappen there, a little bit of contact, which is unfortunate for Alex and Lazy Dutchman, which might have got them involved, as Alex now can't keep his car under control with damage. Very unfortunate there. Now Super leads with David second, Kevin third. Noah down to fourth after qualifying in pole position. He's got a bit of damage on the front. Is it gonna... There we go. Now we can actually use this camera. Super and David now side by side. David's on the better tyres, but David gets squeezed off there. He goes off, and now he drops down as Maverick also has to brake very hard to avoid the contact there. David could have been leading the race, but now he's down into 6th, fighting with his teammate Brandon. Brandon now 7th. Lazy Dutchman Alex back up to speed. Very unfortunate start for the both of them. Which is unfortunate for a new team that has joined. As now Super leads by 2-second gap. Noah now into second. Kevin on the mediums, so it must Noah passed easily there. Very unfortunate start there from a lot of drivers, as Noah's now going to be trying to chase down Super, which shouldn't be too hard as he's on the softs. Super's on the mediums. So Noah's going to have to try and get past and create a gap as quick as he can, as we have a bit of a fight here. Verstappen and Maverick, as now they go... Maverick's right behind him. He's going to pull out to the outside. He's going to try going around the outside, and he won't be able to do it, as he's going to have to try again somewhere else on the track. Brandon and David there, very close to each other, as Dutchman almost loses it out on the exit, as now we have Noah very close to Super. They're going to go side by side into turn 5, and Noah's passed, but that is okay. Obviously Noah will have Super might have the chance on a second stint, as he will be on the faster tyres, as now Noah will be trying to pull away here in Nürburgring as they head towards the Schumacher S. The gap is now 7 tenths. A very interesting race start. Bit of controversial, but yeah, what can we do? As now we're just going to go back to what happened to Maverick? We didn't see what happened to Maverick. Maverick was right behind I can't remember what car it was. It was, yeah, Verstappen. It must have been a mistake. Right, Noah now leads by 1.3 seconds. So the gap's going to keep extending until Noah's tyres die out, which should be around 15 to 20 minutes time. Maybe a little bit earlier, depending how he looks after the tyres. So currently we're just having a fight, David and Verstappen, very close, obviously. And David's going to try going back at him, but he won't be able to here, as he might be able to go past another wave round, as he goes slightly wide here. There's still a lot of room, and he's going to send it, a little bit of contact between the two, as he goes past. A little bit of contact, possibly.
I reset the car like 4 times so it would show up.
Neo, just check your messages real quick. Sorry about that. Anyways, we're gonna have a look here as Verstappen. We're just gonna call him Verstappen because it's a lot easier. As Brandon now trying to chase down Verstappen, as we're into going into lap 4 of the race. As Alex has really gained some time back here from these free fighting, as David does manage slowly to pull away. We've seen David have very good pace so far, as Brandon now right in the back, improving 6 tenths on his lap. It's only 1 tenth. He might be able to send it into the chicane. He's going to try, and it's going to be down the inside, but a little bit of a late defensive move from Verstappen as he goes wide. And Brandon gives him a little bit of a tap as Verstappen loses the car on the exit a little bit. Very unfortunate there again. Not much we could have done, unfortunately. Well, we couldn't, but obviously things could have happened different ways. Verstappen's now going to try and go back at Brandon into turn 1 as they're side by side. Alex is also going to get involved. They're 3 wide into turn 1. Alex backs out. Verstappen's through. Alex is going to try and dive down the inside, and he might even be able to overtake 2. Alex round the outside. There's a little bit of contact between the teammates. Brandon drops 2 positions there. Not ideal there, but now Brandon's going to try sending it into turn 4. Brandon runs wide, that possibly could be a penalty, as now Alex is going to try catching to overtake his teammate to catch back up to the rest of the field, as we're having a nice free-weight fight here. Very interesting. As we go through here, anyways, Alex now 3 tenths behind his teammate. Obviously, if team orders were in place, they could let each other by, but currently it doesn't look like it. Oh no, I thought there was going to be a let by there. Alex going to try sending it into the Schumacher rest. Not much happens there, as now they carry on towards the back straight, as Brandon's very close now to Alex. Only 2 tenths separate them, but Verstappen was going slowly there. Alex kind of squeezes Brandon off there, and Brandon has to brake quite hard and try dodging just what happened, but didn't lose too much time. Obviously, slipstream is effective around here, but we haven't seen Brandon use any overtake, unfortunately. Anyways, now Brandon very close to Verstappen. That's Alex managed to get past the 2. Oh, and something happened up here. It must have been Kevin with a mistake, because the gap was quite high. David's through now onto the podium position. Obviously, if these 2 fight, Alex might even have a chance of catching up. As we go back to here, Brandon goes wide. Possibly we missed something there, as now Brandon's going to try catching back up to Verstappen as he goes wide on the exit. This gives Brandon a great chance, but Brandon might even get a penalty for going very wide out of turn number 4 there. These 2 trying to catch each other. There's also a fight at the back. Unem and Lazy Dutchman. Obviously, Lazy Dutchman here is on the soft, so he's on the faster tyres, but you know, Maverick's just about managing to keep up with him. As now the gap between Noah and Super is 6.5 seconds, so still pulling away here, just a tiny bit. As now David pulls the gap of 1 second to Kevin. As now we're just going to go back over here. The gap's very close. Brandon's going to try sending it down the inside. Doesn't quite work out. He's got a lot of slipstream down the back straight here that could be used. But the gap is quite big, so if he catches up a little bit, he obviously has to run into turn 1. As the gap now goes to 4 tenths, so a lot closer actually now. The gap should be around, 3.5 tenths, 2 tenths. As now we go around the last hairpin towards turn 1 now. And Brandon might just have a chance here to overtake. He's right in the slipstream. He's going to pull to the inside, and he's going to get squeezed. Oh, and Brandon has to go on the grass there as he makes the move into turn 1. Goes wide. Verstappen back past Brandon, as now we head towards turn 3 and then 4. Brandon now loses a little bit of time, unfortunately, due to that. Righty, so currently, that just happened, unfortunately, and Maverick's back by Dylan, Lazy Dutchman. So obviously now he's going to try pushing to catch back up to the field, as the gap now to Brandon is 8.9, but Brandon's caught back up to Verstappen, trying to make his move here onto Verstappen. You know, trying to get the move done, but obviously he has been outbraking himself quite a few times. As now we head towards the back straight, Brandon really catches up into that corner. The gap was about 5 tenths, and the gap all of a sudden dropped to 2. Now the gap is 2. He's going to try make the move down the back straight. He's slipstreaming. He's going to make the move into the chicane. He gets squeezed a little bit to the outside, and he's going to have to stay behind. But a little bit of lag there. Not sure what happened. Brandon has to cut the corner a bit, so obviously you would have to give the position back, but currently he's not going to do that. There should be a penalty for cutting the corner there, but he somehow didn't get an in-game penalty. But obviously Verstappen's going to try get back at Brandon here. Obviously the gap's a bit big, but if he just keeps with him, it might be possible. But with that fight between Brandon and Verstappen, Alex has now pulled away a lot. And saying that, obviously Alex is on the softs, Kevin's on the mediums, but the gap's very close so far. Obviously the soft tyres will start dying out in a couple of laps time, so Alex is now going to have to try and get past as quick as he can, build up a little bit of a gap as they go towards the hairpin just before Schumacher rests. The gap only 5/10, so we could see an overtake here, but behind, not much behind, Unem catching quite quickly as well. And we're going to stick with this for just a moment, as now Kevin hoping to stay in front of Alex here. Alex only three and a half tenths in behind, and using a lot of overtake, which is obviously going to affect your fuel, but not too much, as now they head towards the back straight towards the chicane. The gap is quite big and he won't be able to make the move here, but if he catches up a little bit he can make the move into turn 1. But now Kevin showing a bit of pace, but Alex is now into pits 11 minutes in. That is a very, very early pit stop. We've never seen people pit 10 minutes in. Very strange, but anyways, Alex is in, so Brandon, Verstappen, Unem, and most likely Dylan will overtake him. Anyways, now Kevin's in free air, so he doesn't have to worry too much, unless Brandon obviously catches that much. But Verstappen's also in as well, so both Toyo cars are in very, very early. We've never seen this happen. They might be going for a 2-stop here. They might obviously be going mediums for the long run, and obviously going softs till the end. Very interesting, this strategy. But David has been saving his tyres quite well, so he's on his way to catch Super very shortly. The gap now between Noah and Super is only 11 seconds, so it is quite big, but obviously towards the end of the race it might be different. Obviously we'll see what happens here, but now we have a little bit of a fight going on here, which is well, obviously we thought it would be a fight, but not much of one, as Unem and Lazy Dutchman here. But Alex has come out in front of them, but we've seen Verstappen having to leave the race. Unfortunately, we're not entirely sure the reason why. Alright, sorry about the silence for every couple of seconds. Sorry about this, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Right, so we currently don't have much of a fight on track, but obviously David's trying to catch Super here, which would be obviously, you know, like David has really surprised me today. He's doing very well with his pace, which is very nice to see. Obviously struggling yesterday in multi-class, and today being able to fix this. Obviously there's still a long race to go, but obviously we don't want to doubt him. Anyways, Alex with the new tyres is catching up to Brandon. Obviously Brandon still has a soft, so he should be quicker for maybe a couple more laps, but obviously brand new mediums could be a lot better currently. Right, guys, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to get someone in here for commentary with us. Obviously, it was someone who was meant to race, but obviously we had to kick him because, or else we couldn't start the race. We're going to invite Neozone here, as Brandon goes a little bit wide there. We just saw on the top of our screen. Obviously, you couldn't see that. Alex right behind him now. Yeah, so a little bit of a fight going on here. Oh, and Brandon has to take a bit of evasive action. Fortunately, going off track, obviously, if he kept going, he might have gone on grass and took himself out and Alex out, so obviously, better safe than sorry. As now we... Obviously, we're just having a look, really. I mean, David must have made a little bit of a mistake there, because Kevin has caught him up quite a bit. And he's lost a lot of time to Super. Obviously, his rears are really, really gone, but the drivers just need to hold on 10 more minutes to make it halfway mark. We've now seen Brandon into the pits, a very early pit stop once again. Obviously, maybe the tyres are dying out a lot quicker than they should. And yeah, fuel isn't much of an issue, but might be just the tyres. Anyways, we have Neo here today. Welcome, Neo.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Neo, you can join the lobby if you want. Oh. No, I see. Don't worry. Give me 2 seconds, everyone. I'm sorry once again. There we go. Right, so we're now seeing Noah still pulling away to Super, but not as quick as he was. Obviously, around now time is when the softs start to really get bad, so he won't be pulling away too quick. We won't be surprised if Super can start catching to Noah now. We don't have much fighting action on. Very unfortunate race for Lazy Dutchman, really. Yeah, Brandon's pitted now for fresh mediums, so hopefully, you know, Brandon can really perform a great result here. With David reserve driving as well, currently in P3. Oh, Brandon, a little bit wide there, yeah. Yeah, so currently, we're in the pit stop window. Obviously, you want to be in the pit stop window in about 8 minutes time, because, you know, halfway, you go halfway on softs, halfway on mediums. Or sometimes if you save enough fuel, you can go, you know, maybe 30 minutes on softs, and then, you know, the rest on mediums. But, yeah, we're going to see what happens eventually. Obviously, David's tyres have really gone out of the window now, not being able to catch Super no more.
And Kevin looks like he's trying to close in on David, but just not having the power down to get there.
Obviously, when David pits, he'll be going on to the mediums, and Kevin will be going on to softs. So, obviously, it would have been great for David to have a bigger gap to Kevin, for him to be able to defend a bit more today. But obviously, you know, 5 seconds, 4.5, 5 seconds gap is still big currently. We haven't seen much of a crash so far, apart from, you know, lap 1. Apart from that, it's been quite a decent race, quite a lot of fights, but currently we have just gaps because of pit window. Lazy Dutchman's still running 8th. That's, you know, 8th is fine. You know, points are points at the end of the day. Anyways, we're just having a look because Kevin is starting to catch David now. The gap was 4.5. Now it's 3.7 seconds here.
I'm not seeing any overtake from Kevin. He's not looking to push very hard to get in front, but we'll see what he can do with nothing on them.
Maybe we'll be able to see some fighting shortly. We'll just maybe it should take around 2-3 laps for Kevin to catch.
We're very, very early in the race.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like beginning of race, you always see fights possible. You know, all this, but you know, it's getting towards the halfway mark. Lots of the drivers are spread out, and we have another driver leave. A bit of an unfortunate race because we were meant to have a lot of drivers show up today, but you know, some drivers couldn't show up because of personal issues and everything. But obviously next week we could have a lot more. Obviously we have a reserve today for ourselves because our driver couldn't show up, but that's fine. And yeah, most drivers just couldn't show up for other reasons. Anyways, we're 19 minutes in, and Noah's now right on the back of Lazy Dutchman. So, blue flags for Lazy Dutchman. Obviously, Noah should be able to overtake into turn 1, but let's hope they're not stupid, these drivers. And it doesn't look like he's going to let him by. Oh, no, there we go. Great stuff from Lazy Dutchman, letting him by. As we now go back to Kevin, the gap is now 1.4 seconds. So he's gained 2 seconds this lap to David. Oh, and David's in. He's in quite a bit early. All he had to do is just hold on a little bit longer to halfway mark. But he has 60% fuel, so he could possibly make it with a full tank till the end. Now, Alex will definitely come out in front of David. But Brandon seems to have made a massive mistake. He's set a 1:55 on lap 9, so that's before the pits, and then I don't know. Maybe it's just. Oh, I see. He has a that much of a gap to David, obviously, because David hasn't pitted. So when David comes out to pits, that's obviously when. Anyways, Alex will be by. Now, Alex is into turn 4. So David has a bit of catching up to do with the fresher tyres as well. I mean, the whole Toyo team pitted only 10 minutes in, so that was quite early. Anyways, we're very close to halfway mark now. We're only 4 minutes away. As now Brandon crossed the line, so we can actually see the proper gap to David. I would say the gap is around 30 seconds, or just about that. About 26 seconds, 25 seconds. So Brandon has a little bit of catching to do, as we now have a Lazy Dutchman into the pits with some very worn out tyres.
Yeah, those rears are looking a bit done, and they don't look like they'll be doing much of the race left. And
talking about tyres that are really done, let's have a look at Noah's. His rears are around 50 to 60%. So he is holding on very, very hard with these tyres.
Mm-hmm. Those tyres won't be lasting very long when they come towards the next lap.
He has around 2 laps left to make it to halfway line, but he's still managing to keep the gap similar with Super.
Super's looking okay.
Yeah, and then we have Kevin, obviously he's okay as well. So these, I'm guessing the medium runners will be in a lot, not quicker, a lot sooner. Oh, and that's a very big snap.
Kevin there.
Very big snap there, as now he has a car to lap. Obviously not the best race here for Dylan. Very unfortunate for him.
And we got
but P7
Kevin
is P7. We now have obviously David slowly, well, hopefully he can catch up to Alex. That's obviously what he'll be hoping for, but not everything goes your way. At the end of the day, P5, P6 is a great result. Right, so the gap's now 20 seconds, so Noah has these absolutely dead tyres, and he's still just about pulling away from Super, but let's not get too excited, because Super obviously will be on the softs in the last stint, and Noah will be on the mediums, so obviously Super will have the pace here, as, Noah gets out of turn 4 there, and Noah's Super's getting into turn 1 now. But we have a little bit of a gap that's closing in. Obviously, Alex will have to pit probably one more time, but he's catching up to Kevin. But by the time he catches up to Kevin, Kevin will most likely have to pit again. As now we have... Well, we don't have much of a fight. We're just obviously waiting for people to pit and everything. And Kevin has another snap round that corner again.
And that's T3. He's not having a very good time around T3, Kevin.
Obviously, with that section, if I just show you with this car coming in, here we go, David. Obviously, it's very easy to lose the car here because, you can either put the power down very early, and obviously that unsettles the car. So that could be what Kevin is doing, or it's just he's very worn out tyres and just very hard to keep the car where it should be. Anyways, Alex could potentially catch up to Kevin if Kevin goes for some more laps. As now we have the race leader, Noah, into the pits. Basically, around the time you should be going into pits when you're on softs. So we can now have a look how long a pit stop takes if Super doesn't pit. Yeah, Super stays out.
This means
so the gap was 20 seconds. So if we just add on the time that Noah's behind Super, we'll be able to find out how long a pit stop takes. So Noah almost comes out a whole only like 6 seconds ahead. So a pit stop with only just below 75%, only takes 26 seconds. It's like if it's a full tank, then it might take around 30 seconds. So it's not too bad.
There was a little snap there from Super on T1.
Yeah, we did see that. So obviously Noah has the fresher medium, so he'll be catching Super now. But it'll be interesting to see if Super pits now to try, you know, catch up quicker and then maintain his tyres, or if he's gonna just pit a little bit later on into the race and then push his tyres. That will be interesting to see, as now we have Alex very, very close to Kevin into this race. So we have a 1 second gap between these drivers, and Kevin clips a little bit of the... Yeah, he clipped a little bit of the sand there, so it gives Alex a massive advantage here. And he's closing in very quickly, so he could go for the move here. Is Alex going to go for... No, he's going to stay behind. He's possibly going to make it... Oh, he's going to send it down the inside. Beautiful move, but he's not going to be able to keep it in front. He's going to... Oh, and he bins it! Oh, Alex bins it after trying to take the place for the podium. We could have seen a very nice fight here, as Alex bins it out of the corner. And it's very unfortunate there for Alex. We're going to have to check that back after the race. Very unfortunate there for Alex.
We have myself with a lucky replay. So what it looks like Alex is trying to do is shove himself down the inside of Kevin, try to go for the switchback, no grip on the outside, on the marbles, back end steps out and just takes it around.
Very unfortunate there from Alex, but we'll be able to have a look at it on the replay after race. But Super, obviously on worse tyres than Noah, but he's able to set, he's currently improving his sectors, and Alex was really, you know, pushing there, because he did set the fastest lap, not on these sets, but he is, you know, very much on the pace here. It would have been very helpful for Alex to overtake Kevin, because, you know, if Alex overtook Kevin, build the gap a little bit, and then, because obviously Alex most likely has to pit again, so it would have helped him out there a bit. But it also helps out David and Brandon a little bit, as these two are trying to catch. As looked like Brandon had a little bit of a mistake there. Alex with a penalty, but that's not the main thing here, as Noah's now catching up to Super with 3.5 seconds the gap is. Super stays out for one more lap. I believe he will go for a little bit longer. Most likely he will stay out till half an hour or 35-minute mark. But we'll have to see what happens.
Super really pushing it down the main straight on that replay there. Looking very good on the pace, but Noah just having that little bit more pressure onto Super.
If Super stays out for a couple more laps, we could obviously possibly see a little bit of a small fight. Obviously, it'll be a lot easier for Noah to get by because he's on the fresh tyres, so his exit out the corners will be a lot better. But we don't have any more fights on track, so this is the only thing we can have a look at closest to a fight. Noah's really gaining out of the corners. Out of that corner, he gained 2 tenths just from the exit. Now, if we just have a look at the exit again, that's another 2 tenths there. So he could possibly be a second behind him by the time they get to the chicane. As now they head towards, I'm not sure what corners these are, and everything else. As now the gap's 1.1 seconds, 9 tenths. So it's within a second, but slipstream range isn't until 7.5 tenths. So now he's within slipstream range. Now we're using quite a bit of overtake as well to catch up, but obviously it would be stupid if Super goes into a pits and there's a little bit of contact. A little bit of contact. That might have been purely because Super just has to go slower into the corners, unfortunately. Anyways, Noah did that lap just to catch up for Super to go into the pits. So we'll see a very interesting catch-up now from Super. The gap will be around 20, 26, 28, depending... Well, obviously he has to put less fuel in, so it'll be a lot easier for Super. So the gap will be... Let's have a look. How much fuel will Super put in? It should be around 50 to 60. Let's have a look. How much did he put in? He put 70, so he has... Yeah, quite a bit more. As now Super's P3, 20... It'll be around, 28 and a half second gap to Noah. So it's a big catch up now, as he has to also overtake Alex, which could be helpful for Noah.
We've
Also.
also just had Kevin going.
Oh, Kevin pitted? Oh, he's going for the soft, so he could be on a catch-up for a podium. Obviously, the podium could be for Kevin anyways, obviously, because Alex is most likely, oh, for God's sake, is most likely going to have to pit again. Obviously, yeah, he will. I don't think he has enough fuel to stay out. Anyways, you can see how much the softs really do work. The gap was around 5 seconds in the beginning of a lap to Alex. Now it's 3 seconds. He's caught 2 seconds already within the lap. And to Noah, he's already caught, well, gap was 26, 27. So 2 seconds already. So it could be interesting this end of a race.
Let's see what sort of battle Super can put on Alex, because this could be really good in contention for Super having a much higher podium position than just third.
That is true, yeah. It could be also because Noah made a mistake. Because Alex was 25 seconds behind him. Now it's 20. It could be interesting in the race. It could be Noah, it could be Super, it could be Alex, or it could be David or Kevin, obviously, if anyone makes a mistake here. Anyways, Super didn't catch that much in the last sector, but obviously, you know, there's still a whole lap to catch Alex. I mean, you know what? Noah could pit for the softs here and just have a fight with Super. Could be interesting to see. Anyways, yeah, Noah's setting personal bests. Anyways, now Super's only 1.2 behind Alex, so he should be able to catch him by the end of a lap. Eighteen minutes
Noah's got to watch
left.
that right front tyre. Because Noah's got that right front tyre working to its limit. Because this circuit is known for a lot of off-camera things, so these front tyres are going to be working to their limit. Same with the back tyres, because there's a lot of braking zones on this track, so they've got to watch their tyres.
That is true, and now we have Super only 5.5 tenths behind Alex, as now Super just went 2 seconds purple. That is absolute crazy, and I thought he was about to send it. He's going to go round.
No, is he going to get the switchback? Little tap there from them.
I thought he was going to go. Oh, and Alex pits as well, so it's stupid as well. Super did the same thing to Noah, and then now Alex does the same thing to him. Anyways, so when he pits, I think that he should put around. They need around 50% fuel here. So he was most likely to come out behind David, possibly even behind Kevin, as now the catch-up race is back on for Super.
That was a decent little battle there between Alex and Super, but stupidly was towards the pit lane.
No, that's alright. I mean, it was just possibly late braking or early braking again, purely because dead tyres. But Alex pits for softs and some more fuel, and he's not too far behind Kevin, but he's put a lot of fuel. He could have put a lot less fuel in. A lot easier to catch, but it looks like literally almost every car behind Noah is on softs apart from David. So most likely either fighting for the fastest lap or, you know, all this stuff. But we did miss out. Super did set his fastest lap, but Noah on the mediums improves his lap. Like, sets the fastest lap, but despite the fastest lap, Super's still catching him very, very quickly. And I think it's also very stupid of what Noah has done, is using all of the overtake in the beginning. Because if Super does end up catching up, he's not going to be able to defend with them tyres. As now Super sets purple sectors again, and he obliterates Noah's fastest lap here. In Nürburgring. We don't have a fight going on either, so currently the closest one is Alex to Kevin, and Alex seems to be, it seemed that he was catching. Maybe it's just a sequence of the corners just there. Yeah, I mean, like, he's catching, losing a bit, so it's a bit, you know, Catching, losing,
You can
catching,
see
losing.
Kevin there just on the edge of the screen. Let's see what Alex can do. It'll be all for Alex. We never know. Let's see what Alex can do though.
Yes, yeah, so Alex is slowly catching Kevin, so we could be in for a little bit of a fight. But with that happening, Kevin's also catching David, so if Alex can catch Kevin quickly enough, it will help David out quite a little bit. You know, just towards the end of the race. I mean, there's 15 minutes left of the race, and 7 seconds is enough to catch within them 15 minutes. Which could be quite interesting to see what happens here. Anyways, we're gonna go back to Nowhere and Super, and Super has caught 1.5 seconds in this lap, but you know, at some points of a track, yeah, a little bit of a snap there on the exit. At some points of a track, you know, Noah does manage to pull away a tiny bit. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens really. I mean, Alex has caught up quite a bit to Kevin here as they're going towards the chicane. The gap now 1.7, well 1.8, I thought it was going to hit 1.7.
Let's see the entry here, nice and tight.
Well, we can see that Kevin's pulling away in the last sector, and then like Alex is catching in the rest. So it's interesting what's going on here. Obviously, Alex would be in front of Kevin if it wasn't for his spin when trying to overtake him. So now the gap is 1.6, and Alex doesn't have to worry about the car behind. Obviously, Brandon's been, you know, he had a very good start to the race, but now it's just been very unfortunate. He's now over a minute behind Alex, as now Alex has caught up another like 2 to 3 tenths within sector 1.
Let's see if he can close that gap down to 7 tenths. We'll see what he can do, because once he's in 7 tenths, he's in slipstream range. He's closed that gap down to 1.1 seconds. This is amazing from Alex.
The gap 1.1, but Brandon's back into the pits, so he's most likely just, you know, trying to possibly go for the fastest lap here. Let's go back to Alex, as now he is within slipstream range, so Alex could potentially fight for the podium here. If these two fight for a little bit, it could
Kevin's gone on the curves. This could slow him down.
Obviously, if these two fight, it will help out David a lot more. We're just quickly going to switch back, and instead of catching, Super has lost a second to Noah. Interesting. As we're going to go back to this fight, as now it's 4 tenths, it's not going to be possible into turn 1.
He's not going to dive. He's going to sit and wait to run down the inside.
3 tenths between the two as we go towards turn 4 of Nürburgring. He's right behind him. Hopefully he doesn't make the same mistake as last time, spinning out when trying to go for the move. The gap is very close, and obviously this isn't an overtaken opportunity, so he shouldn't overtake here. And he's lost almost like 5 tenths there, backing out of overtake, using a little bit of overtake, gaining some of time back. Obviously, it seems the last sector is where Alex loses the most time to Kevin. As now they head through the Schumacher S. Now they got 2.5 tenths, so it is close enough for him to make a move into the chicane here. He just needs to make sure not to bin it again, and he doesn't, and it's now 1.5 tenths. He's going to slipstream, going to try round the outside. There was 11, Stefan, but loads of people disconnected, and Alex makes the absolutely beautiful move, but Kevin tries going back at it. He's going to try and make it down the inside. He's going to send it side by side through the hairpin, as there's a little bit of a tap, and Kevin goes back through, but now Alex isn't going to give up. He's going to try again into turn 1. This time round, he's going to try round the outside.
Or we're
of
going to try the
turn one.
switchback here,
David's
let's see.
right in front of him as well, so they could possibly fight for a podium here. As now he's going to try going around the outside, and it's not going to be possible. He might be able to send it down the inside, and he's going to stay behind for now. A lovely fight. Neo's commentating with me, Stefan. Oh, he's going to send it down the inside, and he makes the move done. What an overtake from Alex. That must be one of the best overtakes I've seen this race, or potentially one of the best this season, of almost everything. And David spins, loses the podium position on his mediums. Oh, what a shame for David here. He was doing so well.
Right now. Let's see
I
what
can't watch
there.
it back, obviously. I'm not able to, so we're going to have a look at the replay after the race.
Looks like David
unfortunately
put his tyre into the gravel and it just grabbed that rear tyre and just spun the car around. Very unfortunate for David.
David reserving for Noxite would have been a podium, but very unlucky spin there. But it's not over. Obviously, there's still, 9 minutes left, so still possible for any mistakes. I mean, he's able to catch bloody hell. David's able to catch Kevin, if it's possible. I mean, the softs are most likely to die out in the next couple of laps.
No, co ty robisz? Co ty...
The gap's still the same between Noah and Super. I mean, Noah's pulled away for another 2 seconds now to Super. It just doesn't seem Super can get the tyres into the right temperature range, as now Alex is pulling away 2 seconds, and Toyo, with a debut race, debut season, and, everything. Just a new team this season, and they're going to possibly get a podium in their first race. We're not here to jinx it. I mean, obviously it would be amazing for them, as we obviously can't see the gap between Brandon and David, because it's just, there we go, 1:27. So it's most likely Brandon's max position is 6th, but David's made another mistake because his damage hasn't gone away, so he's obviously hit a wall somewhere.
There's that rear left not looking too good.
There's just now 7 minutes left of the race, and looking at it currently, it's most likely going to be Noah, Super, Alex. But if Alex makes a mistake, Kevin can still obviously get through. As, yeah, Alex has got some decent pace. Obviously, he's on the newer softs, so it's easier for him. The gap has now, well, we just saw there 20 seconds. Unfortunate for Super. I mean, he had the pace today. He's set the fastest lap by almost 8/10. He's got the pace. I just think it's just very unfortunate for him what's happened here. I mean, every time I've raced with Super on Nürburgring, I mean, he wasn't perfect, but he's got the, great speed and everything around here.
You have to say, a very well done to Toyo Racing. They've done extremely well to try and keep themselves on the podium on a debut as well.
Obviously it would be a lot better for Toyo if Verstappenberg was here. Obviously he had to go due to some technical issues. Possibly they could have even finished on a podium and top 5 for both drivers. You never know, but we're currently not having any fights. I think that's all that's going to happen for the rest of this race. We just need a big mistake from one driver, and that's basically it. David was in for a good race as well until that spin, but P5, P1 and P5 currently is great, which has most likely put us in the constructors lead. And then with Noxite Aero, we've got Brandon, and it was going to be you, Neo. But unfortunately, due to some issues, we couldn't get you to finish the race.
Unfortunately, to someone who decided they'll kick and drive out, which was a bit unfortunate. I'm guessing there was just a bit of miscommunication between the admins. But unfortunately, I never made it into the race due to being ejected, luckily.
Anyways, now you know, there's not much close gaps between the drivers. We have the closest one we have is Alex and Kevin, and just with Brandon, I just feel he's been very unlucky because his fastest lap is a 1:39, which is about 6 seconds off of Super, 5 seconds off of Super. Just very unfortunate. But, you know, Super with the extra point is always something.
But Noah for Noxite has done an extremely good job in this race to come from behind Super in the pits, to make it all the way back in front. Very well done to Noah in this race, and very well done to Noxite Motorsport as well.
And, like, we got to appreciate it. Like, Super's a great driver, but unfortunately he wasn't on the pace today to challenge for the win, but it's just been second lead to the driver in third. That obviously says something.
Well, very well done to Alex Rio in this race as well. He's pushed as hard as he could, he's gained himself a podium, and he has to be proud of that. You can't say he won't be.
It was good, you know. Hold on, I need to check something real quick. Just keep talking for a second here.
Taking over from Huber here. Very well done to all the drivers on the grid today. They've done an amazing job. Unlucky for David not being able
Cool, I just have to check something.
due to a spin.
It's because on season 3 finale race, I didn't have voice sharing on, so you couldn't hear the drivers we were interviewing. So I had to check if I can hear you. Anyways, we're now in we've got 3 minutes left of the race.
Oh, huge snap from Noah there.
Absolutely crazy. Great save from
That's
Noah.
another snap. Very well done from Noah. He had his back end tailing out that whole time, and he managed to keep hold of it. Very
And
well done from
it's
Noah.
just, you know, usually in races you see first, second, third and fourth at least, like, you know, 20 seconds within each other. Today we've seen, obviously the gaps aren't final, but like 44-second gap to third and then 1 minute gap to fourth. Just
You have to
crazy.
You have to remember last season, Team Spirit were here. That whole top 5 would be Team Spirit.
This game is racist. This game is actually racist.
Very well done to Noah from Noxite Motorsport. Very well done to Super and Evolved Blue. Well done to Alex as well. All top 3 have had an amazing race. Unfortunate for Kevin losing that battle, but he's put all he could in. David again, really good race. He was in podium contentions, unlucky to that spin, and looks like Brandon's had a mistake here.
No. He's just letting a lapped car by. Well, letting someone by. It's unfortunate for Brandon because obviously most of the time you see Brandon, you know, doing very well, and then it's just very unlucky today for what happened. And you know, Brandon and then Lazy Dutchman, it's just been unlucky for both of them. I mean, it's a 1 minute and 28 gap to David, and then you know and then Lazy Dutchman's a whole 1 minute and 14 behind, and then almost 4 minutes behind Noah. Like it's just unfortunate for drivers like these.
And Lazy Dutchman just on 1 lap of fuel.
Anyways, now we are on to the final lap for most drivers. Most of the drivers are, well, such as Noah's on his final lap, and I think, let me just check what drive. David might not be able to cross the line for another lap. So, Noah
David
goes
been
into the
behind
gravel
gravels
there. That could have been very
been
bad if it
wide.
came out differently.
If he had spun there, he probably would have lost 20 seconds and Super would have took the time.
It depends how he spun. I mean, obviously he could have spun and then, you know, done a 360 or something, but let's not talk about that, as we're gonna go with Noah on the final lap, as he is on his way to take his first win of the season, which would be 6th overall in this league. Absolute dominance today from Noah. just dominance in general. Like, it's just been a great race from him. He's done everything he could. Anyways, Brandon finishes in 6th. Noah's now going to come through the last corner. He's going to come through the last corner. As he comes across the line, he came, he saw, he conquered. As he spins across the line, Noah wins the Nürburgring GP. Noah wins it. Now, Super is going to come to cross the line in 2nd place. Unfortunate not to win the race, but Super's going to take P2 in Nürburgring. As we're going to go with Alex on the final lap.
And this is Alex on his debut. This is a very well done from Alex.
Alex on his debut, Toyo on his table, the whole team on his debut. And he's going to come to take P3 for the first time ever. And for the team as well. A bit of trophies for the cabinet as he takes P3 for Toyo. P4 will go to Kevin with potentially, having a podium in this race, but very unlucky. In the end, 25 seconds behind Alex. P4 for B&M is still a great result, as Kevin's going to come to cross the line in P4, and then the last driver to cross the line will end up being David. David with a great result for a reserve driver, P5. Obviously could have been a lot better apart from mistakes, but apart from that, David's done very well today. So the final order is Noah, Super, Alex, Kevin, David, Brandon, Lazy Dutchman. Absolutely crazy race today. Great result from a lot of drivers.
Done to all the drivers. They put all their effort into it.
It's been one of the best races for overtakes, fights, and everything in this whole league. And a lot changed.
You have to give a massive round of applause to Alex Rio for Toyo Racing to get their first podium in their first racing season. Give it all for Toyo Racing, everyone. We will be doing interviews later, so keep your eyes hooked on the YouTube channel, and we'll be getting the interviews up very soon.
Right, so there's a bit of a glitch, obviously, because it says my car's racing, but I'm obviously not. Just had to wait for that. Anyways, we see Noah take the win in round 1 of season 4. Yeah, I mean, it's been a great job from Noah in general. Let's just ask some drivers for interviews.
Of course, unfortunately, as I couldn't drive, I will not be doing an interview with anyone. I'll be interviewing the other drivers on the other hand, which is still a plus side.
I don't think anyone wants an interview. Alright, no, I want one. Right, give me 2 seconds. So we're gonna go with Noah first because he's our race winner today. And please don't tell me he's appearing offline. Yes, he is. Great. That's very annoying. It's fine, we'll find him real quick and then we'll get him in. Here he is. Right, we've got him in. Who's just messaged into the thing? Hi, Super. Great job today from yourself. Bit unlucky. Righty. Noah?
Hello.
So,
I'm not happy.
okay, listen. Okay, shush. So, you win the first race of the season, taking the championship lead.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, it's now your 6th win of this series. Explain the race to us.
So first corner was a bit of a meme because Slip was like, yeah, I don't feel like cutting into turn one. Just fine. Then I sort of half spin into someone. I don't know who I hit, but they saved me from spinning fully, so I got damage. The first half of the lap was felt damage, sort of fighting the damage, and then Super thought one driver being taken out isn't enough for him, so he decided to not turn into the hairpin, taking out David. So then that was another free play. So yeah, other than that, it was a bit of fuel saving. Soft tires died pretty quickly, but still 25 minutes was not a problem. And the mediums, again, normal stint, 20, 35, 36s, 34s, I'm constant. Not much else happened really.
So obviously, when we saw Super pit for the softs, we were thinking he was most likely to catch you, and you know, a fight towards the end or something. But he didn't catch you. Did you expect him to catch you?
Well, there's a bit of controversy because my teammate thought he starts on softs as well. So he might get a penalty for that if it is true.
No, he did start on the mediums.
Right, that makes more sense then. But yeah, my medium to soft pace didn't really change, so I wasn't really worried, to be honest. He caught up a little bit because the medium started to die a bit, but again, not much changed. Then obviously, first 2 laps, probably gonna be a couple of penalties from the race stewards, but other than that, yeah, it's alright.
You got any questions now?
Yeah, we saw a bit of a struggle with you in the car, and towards the end of the race, we saw the car struggle a bit. How do you think the car felt throughout the whole race?
It felt alright. I had a bit of damage that felt like the game said it had gone, but I felt like I still was still there. It was a small crash with the correlation with the lazy Dutchman after again another driver deciding not to open their eyes for blue flags. So I just did what Tom would do, which is pretend they're not there. The problem was solved. Got a little bit of damage. Other than that, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, the car just with the medium tires was warm medium tires like every car does. Every car was struggling with warm mediums, but other than that, it was alright.
Very well done today, though, Noah. Very well done.
Great job, Noah. Very proud of you.
One thing before I go is just
No.
Superman sucks.
Right. We're gonna invite one more driver, Neo. Because yeah. Just waiting for him to join, and then we're all ready. Areas.
David.
I cannot hear David yet. Right, hiya David. So well, obviously we saw that you had the pace for a podium, and then you had your really unfortunate spin. Apart from that, I feel you had very good pace today. What's your verdict on it?
I think, yeah, definitely the pace was strong today, and I think it mostly at least having a shot at a podium. I definitely think there were some things that definitely need to be taken into consideration because of after the end of the race, because there were some incidents that were really uncalled for, and I think like towards the end of the race, I think my pace started to deteriorate as my tires got older, and
Yeah.
yeah, I just hope that everything gets sorted out. It was good racing otherwise. But yeah.
Yeah, as Huber said, they're very unlucky on the podium contention and just fell out of it. But how did the car feel overall with this setup? Because we saw you had a bit of a struggle. Like Noah, like the car just wasn't sticking.
Yeah, the car was really strong in the first part of the race. I definitely felt like I had like enough to say for that I had the pace to possibly be on the podium, but and it was looking that way. But towards the end, just the way the car was and how much I had been pushing to try and catch up to Super, just I killed the tires, and the car was not happy with that. I was understeering and oversteering into each every corner, and it was really difficult car to drive towards the end of that. And I think saving the tires would have been probably more helpful. I also accidentally overfueled in my pit stop, which definitely also helped with other people gaining a lot of time on me. It was just a messed up strategy on my part, and I think I let the cockiness of being so high up get to my head, and yeah, I think next time I race, I'm definitely gonna have a better suited strategy for tire wear, and since I now know where I need to improve, and hopefully have a better race than what I had today.
One last question from myself. Do you think you could have got to the driver ahead of you with your strategy if you played it right, but unfortunately not?
I think yes. I think if I had saved the tires a little bit more, yes, the gap would have been quite large. But I do think that with how the race start happened, with how there was multiple incidents regarding Super, I do think that there may be or might have been some sort of penalty action going on with him. And if that actually were to happen, I don't think specifically mere pace-wise I would have been able to pass Super, but I think though I would have been a lot closer to him throughout the race, and I wouldn't have gotten attacked by fourth and fifth that easily by Kevin and yeah, I believe it was Kevin and
Oh, Kevin and Alex.
Alex, yeah, and I believe if yeah, I would have definitely held my P3, maybe possibly a P2 if I had decided to keep my strategy for tire safety rather than pushing.
Alright, I have one more question for you. Just nothing too big. Well, obviously, he's not your. Obviously, Noah was your teammate today, but obviously, you could consider Brandon as your teammate as well, because, you know, Noxite Aero. Do you feel your teammate, as in Brandon, could have done a lot better as well if it weren't for his own mistakes?
Yeah, I think honestly, everybody was having some mistakes at some point during the race. I wasn't really around Brandon much, so I didn't really know exactly what was going on. But I definitely feel like definitely pace race-wise, and also especially with these cars and the open setups, I definitely think setups also have a huge part to play with it, because yeah, you get the right setup, you're 5, 6, 7 seconds faster than a person with the default setup. It's quite noticeable, and I think because he was running a rather default setup, at least I believe he was. I think that it was a little bit hard for him, both time management and just getting it through the corners, because if you don't have the right aero on your car and the right downforce and stuff like that, it can completely determine your race, with the coilovers. Um,
Yeah, we understand what you mean. I mean, like, obviously, you reserving today is obviously, great help for the team, and also, despite your mistakes, you did do a great job in the end.
yeah, there was always room to improve there, but I think it was a good result nonetheless.
Either way, thank you very much, David.
Yep.
Uh, right, we are going to end the stream, people. Thanks for everyone watching. We'll see you next week, which I believe... Let me just get this right for you. Let me get the track, because I don't want to tell you guys the wrong track. Next week, we will be visiting Brands Hatch for the very first time. We shall see you there.